Welcome to another video of Dota Tactics. I'm Xonus and this is how you can play Lich. Lich is a ranged intelligence support or offlane hero known for his unforgiving ultimate and useful harassing support role. Frost Blast is an active targeted AoE damage spell that blasts an enemy unit with frost. The enemy unit's movement and attack speed are slowed for 4 seconds. The primary target of the spell takes the most damage, making it a useful harassment tool. Ice Armor is Lich's second ability, creating a shield around the target friendly unit, adding armor and slowing to attacking units for 40 seconds, which is a very useful defensive team spell. Sacrifice is an active non-hero specific spell that sacrifices a friendly creep and converts its current HP into mana for Lich. It, however, grants XP for both enemies and allies in the typical experience area of effect. Chain Frost is Lich's well-known ultimate, which releases an orb of frost bouncing up to 10 times, slowing and damaging enemy heroes. It is upgradable by a Ganem Scepter, making the bounces unlimited. There are many ways to play Lich. Always make sure to adjust your build according to the game. The following build focuses on a popular and effective support build. Normally you should get Sacrifice at level 1 and immediately deny a creep for either offlane or mid, giving them a small advantage in the early gaming phase. At levels 2 to 3 invest skill points into Frost Blast to be able to harass the enemy as early as possible. As Frost Blast is such an important and powerful spell, make sure to max it first by investing further points at 5 and 7. Sacrifice is maxed out second by investing further skill points at 4, 9 and 10. In most cases, Ice Armor is only useful later in the game. Therefore, you max it out last by investing points at 8 and 12 to 14. It can however be beneficial to invest an early point into Ice Armor when you see that the overall survivability in lane could be increased. At the standard 6, 11 and 16 invest skill points into your ultimate. Lich is mainly played as a support hero, therefore you get typical support starting items like a ward or a courier. Other starting items consist of a ring of protection, a healing salve, tangos and an iron branch to increase your survivability early on. Early game items consist of boots of speed and a magic wand. Also make sure to upgrade the courier as fast as possible and always carry a TP scroll. Buy new wards as soon as the first set of wards runs out, and make sure to get core items for Lich, which consist of tranquil boots and a mechanism, as Lich mainly has to care about his health and survivability. Mechanism in particular is an excellent item for Lich, as he benefits greatly from the armor increase and the overall usefulness for your team. One of the most common late game luxury items for Lich is a Ganem Scepter, which is in most cases a logical step to purchase, as it upgrades his ultimate to unlimited bounces. Further luxury items consist of an Owl Scepter, a Force Staff, Refresher Orb or a Size of Vice. Depending on the situation, you can go for a Wheel of Discord, Shiva's Guard or a Ghost Scepter. Lich plays well together with lockdown heroes like Enigma with his Black Hole, Magnus with his Charge, Disruptor with his Kinetic Field and Faceless Void with his Chronosphere. You should however avoid picking Lich when the enemy team consists of heroes that can burn Lich's mana or burst him. These heroes consist of Anti-Mage, Omni-Knight, Juggernaut and Silencer. This is of course a very small selection of friends and foes for Lich. Lich is mainly played as a lane support hero, as his skillset allows you to control the enemy creep waves with Sacrifice while harassing the enemy with Frost Blast. Sacrifice is an extremely useful spell as it denies creeps to the enemy and provides you with mana. As mentioned earlier, it is a very common practice to use Sacrifice on either mid or offlane at the beginning of the match to help your teammates. Always make sure to use it out of the enemy's experience range. Frost Blast is an incredible lockdown tool in early teamfights against enemy carries. The primary target of Frost Blast will be influenced by both instances of the spell damage, the target damage and the AoE damage. Also do not forget that the spell slows the enemy's attack and movement speed. Therefore it is a powerful lockdown spell to reduce the enemy carry's capabilities. Ice Armor is a spell that only becomes useful later in the game but has a very low cost and cooldown. As a result, try to keep it active on your carry hero and initiators at all times. It is also important to note that Ice Armor works on buildings and can be used to slow down enemy pushes. Lich's ultimate, Chain Frost, needs a lot of experience and practice to be used to its fullest potential. In an ideal case, you wait for 2 isolated enemy heroes so it bounces between them, dealing a decent amount of damage. However, in more advanced games, the enemy tries to predict your spell of Chain Frost and avoids staying together. In the worst case scenario, it can be used to slow a single fleeing enemy to at least secure one kill. Another important aspect of Chain Frost is to know that the first instance stuns through magic immunity, which can be very helpful in targeting the spell during teamfights. As always, remember to adapt your item choices to the situation at hand and play your role accordingly. If you stick to these basic rules, Lich will be a very satisfying and fun to play hero. Thank you for watching another contribution to my Dota Hero Guide series. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me a lot. Thanks and see you guys next time.